Islanders, who's ready for a float trip? We referenced last week that Carnival Cruise Line and the shipyard had shared with us the Carnival Jubilee would float out this week. The shipyard gives us an exact day and time. We will share that with you on the show today. Plus, facial recognition technology has made the debarkation process much more simple. And today, Carnival Cruise Line shares that they are expanding that program to more home ports. We will share that. Nude cruising. Many passengers are surprised that cruise lines have sailings where clothing is optional. Yeah, you thought that bikini was a little bit skimpy on your cruise. Clothing is optional on some cruises. The latest nude cruise has been announced. We will share that date. We will share some rules. Even though many of us would never go on these cruises, we're kind of fascinated by what takes place. What does the cruise look like? What are the rules? We will share those on the show today. We all need some time on the islands. Let's go there now on Island Time. A big happy Tuesday to all you Islanders. We hope you're having a great day. We are on Island Time. I am Derek, and I know we're talking about nude cruising later on the show today, but for now, we are just going to drop our anchors, nothing more. Take some time to relax in the islands together. We are happy that you're here today. We are happy to be cruising. We leave in 1 week cruising on the Carnival Breeze. We're excited about that. July the 27th through the 31st. We're taking you with us. We're packing you with us. Be sure that you're subscribed, that you've rang that bell. As we go live, as we share updates, you will get those. Let's dive into the latest in cruise news across the industry. We will start with news from Meyer Wharf Shipyard, the Carnival Jubilee. We shared last week that our sources at the shipyard and at Carnival had shared that the float out, the initial float out for the Carnival Jubilee would take place very, very soon. And the shipyard confirmed that publicly today. Look at this updated new picture of the Carnival Jubilee. She looks absolutely beautiful, and she looks ready to shine. She's taken her clothes off, all of the plastic wrapping that was around the balconies and the windows. Meyer Wharf has shared Saturday is the day the Carnival Jubilee will leave our covered building dock at around 9 a.m. and will be fixed at the equipment pier around 12 p.m. according to the current schedule. They did say, of course, the schedule can change. Weather can play a factor, but the initial float out for the Carnival Jubilee is finally taking place. We're excited to follow this, to see this. She looks like she's ready to sail in less than 200 days with paying passengers. So many of the Island Time community and faithful, you're on that inaugural sailing December the 23rd. We are helping many of you also make that reservation into our group. If you're interested in joining our group, over 20 cabins, email us travel@bookislandtime.com. We will stick with Carnival for cruise news story number 2, something that has been welcomed across the industry, not just from Carnival, but other cruise lines are using this new technology. Carnival has made an effort to integrate this technology into most of their home ports. They're announcing an expansion in this technology. Of course, we're talking about the facial biometric technology that's being used at debarkation at many U.S. home ports. You guys have probably used this technology. Carnival shares over 3 million guests already have used this technology on closed loop. That means round trip sailings from the United States. You sail from Miami, you come back to Miami. They have this technology where when you get off the ship, you might be carrying your bags. You may have checked your bags. But when you go to Customs and Border Patrol, you walk up, there's the camera. You barely even stop walking. And then the light turns green and they say, keep walking, keep going. And you're like, really? That was it? That was the border? That was how easy it is to get into the country? Of course, they scanned your face biometrically when you got on the ship. They scan it when you get off. Hopefully you didn't gain too much weight on the cruise, and they let you back in to the country. It is an easy process. It allows for all of us to get into our cars quicker and drive home, to get to the airport, upgrade our flights, get an earlier flight, and get home earlier. We like it. Carnival Cruise Line sharing that 9 of its 14 U.S. home ports are about to have this technology. Many of them already do. Carnival shared, here are the 9 ports: Miami, Port Canaveral, Tampa, Jacksonville, New York, Baltimore, Mobile, Galveston, and Long Beach. Of course, the goal for Carnival is to have all 14 home ports using this technology. They're working with the Customs and Border Patrol to do so, and other cruise lines are doing the same. Islanders, let me ask you, do you appreciate these efforts by Carnival and the Customs and Border Patrol to make these efforts, make it quicker to get off the ship and to get to where you're going? Of course, you can always opt out of this technology if you would like. If you don't want the pictures of your face, you can go the old way. There's nothing wrong with that. People actually do that. Let us know your thoughts in the comments section below. In the part of the show that some of you have probably been waiting for, this is buzzing around social media, and it seems like every 8 or 10 months, these stories make their way around social media. People are always surprised when they find out that cruise lines, not just Carnival Cruise Line, Royal Caribbean and others, allow for nude cruises. You heard that right. Clothing optional cruises. And when people see these stories, they react in all kinds of ways. Some people say, oh my gosh, where has this been? I've been on a lot of cruises and I've always wanted to go on a nude cruise. Some people say, are you kidding me? I can't believe they would allow for people to sail and not have their clothes on. It must be a dirty ship and they must have to clean after the cruise is over, and so on and so forth. People have different reactions, but the reality is this does take place. And every time there's a new sailing announced, the buzz is around the internet, and that's what's happening right now, as you've probably seen stories online of these nude cruises. Many are surprised, we are not. We'll share this with you. The latest nude cruise is set to be on the Carnival Pride. Where else would you have it? The Dream, maybe the Magic, maybe the Panorama, I don't know. But it's going to be on the Carnival Pride. It's set to take place February the 25th of next year. You cannot book this through Carnival. So don't think if you're booked on the Carnival Pride next February that this may be your cruise. You don't book this cruise through Carnival. You see, Carnival, Royal Caribbean, and others, they don't actually offer these cruises themselves. They aren't actually marketing these cruises as nude cruises. You're not going to find this on Royal Caribbean's or Carnival's website. Join our nude cruise. Instead, these ships, these sailings are charter sailings. Companies literally charter the entire ship. And if you want to be on the ship, then you've got to go through this charter company. You have to go through their website. And you're probably wondering, why would cruise lines do this? We'll get to that question and answer in just a second. But many ask, what do Carnival crew members do on cruises like this? Most crew members do their jobs as they would any other cruise. The bartenders are serving drinks. Those that help prepare food and serve food are doing that. Cabin stewards are still cleaning cabins. But the entertainment staff, most of the time, has a week off, per se. They don't have to work as hard because these charter companies, most of the time, provide their own entertainment. They have question and answer sessions. They answer questions such as, if you're wearing 100 SPF sunscreen, are you still considered nude? If you're wearing your favorite type of cologne or perfume, are you still considered nude? They may even answer questions such as, you went to the buffet, you ate too much, how do you suck in your gut to still look good? Not really. They don't answer those questions, but, and it's a big but, I guess. I don't know. But they do have their own forms of entertainment most of the time on board, but crew members continue to work. They continue to have a week just like that. There are all kinds of entertainment, like I mentioned. The cruise company that is sponsoring this particular big nude cruise is what it's called if you want to look it up. They have a couple of different parties. The Fiesta de Flip-Flops. As they're leaving Mexico on this cruise, they're going to have a big fiesta. They're going to have a party. The only thing you have to wear is flip-flops. Literally, it is advertised as that. Not your high school prom. You can dress up or dress down. The only thing you wear maybe is your makeup. And you show up to not your high school prom. That is a real event on board. Some say, I cannot believe Carnival, Royal Caribbean would do this. This isn't the family cruise line that I see in commercials and that I see in my email. It's all about the money, right? It's all about the money, and there's no need for ones, right? They're already naked. You don't worry about the ones. Don't worry about that. Why do cruise lines offer these types of cruises or charters? Money talks. Charters are very expensive. Listen to how much one of these cabins cost. I may bust your bubble here because maybe you were planning to go, or maybe I just made your day because you say, hey, I can afford that. The cheapest interior room on this cruise runs $1,200 per person. That's a 7-night cruise on the Pride. The cheapest balcony is $2,525 per person. That's an expensive cruise. And an interior cabin, $2,500 on the Pride. We're not talking about the newest ship in the fleet. We're talking about the Pride. That is expensive, and that is exactly why cruise lines offer these charters, these nude cruises. I promise you, this ship, the Pride, although she's a smaller ship, will be just about sold out for this. Clothing is indeed optional, but not everywhere, okay? Don't get too excited here. Clothing is optional on sun decks. Lido deck, you're laying outside, yes. Serenity, yes. Aft pool area, yes. Balconies, when you're at sea, yes. But clothing is also required some places. In the main dining room, you have to wear clothes. Specialty dining, you have to wear clothes. If you go to the buffet, clothing is actually optional at the buffet area. Can you believe that? There are all kinds of rules we'll talk about here in just a second as well. Announcements actually take place, though, when you can go naked. Imagine this. If you're at port and there are other ships around, you cannot sit on your balcony naked. But as the Pride will leave port, there will be an announcement that says, okay, if you're so inclined to take your clothes off, you can do that now. And I can only imagine those passengers on the Pride saying, oh, there's the announcement. I can finally take my clothes off. Do they wave around the shirt? Woo! I don't know. I have no clue. But announcements do take place. Please have your clothes on. You can now take your clothes off. It would be interesting. And I can see the cruise director and the staff almost laughing as they are about to push the button to make the announcement. But it is funny. It really is. There are some rules here. Let's go over some of these rules. I thought these were interesting. I'll share these with you. Passengers must be dressed when the ship is in port, like we talked about. You can't be naked on your balcony when other ships are there. Although you can be naked at excursions. The Pride is the only ship at Mahogany Bay the day she's there, and they're saying there's going to be sections of the beach and sections and excursions that you'll be able to be naked if you want to. Passengers must be dressed in the main dining room, specialty dining, lingerie, fetish wear, and excessive genital jewelry. Never thought I'd say that term in my life, especially on this show. They're not allowed. No photos can be taken unless you have permission of that person. You have to make sure no one's in the background, but they don't want you sharing photos. You can't take pictures of a Lido deck, pool area, things like that, okay? Common sense. Passengers should use a towel or other item to sit on at all times. They put it out there. That's a rule. If you're going to sit down and you don't have any clothes on, please sit on a towel. The passengers on the next cruise on the Pride will also appreciate if you sit on a towel. Sexual activity is prohibited in public areas. That includes fondling or touching personal body parts of someone else. What are your thoughts on this cruise? It makes sense for cruise lines to do it because of the money is there, the charter is there. Many of you are probably watching this saying, I can't believe Derek's talking about this. It is a cruise news story. I'll talk about it because it is buzzing on social media. Most of you probably say, no, I would never do it. Some of you may say yes. My question to you today is, do you know somebody, a family or a friend, who, when you hear this story, you think, oh my gosh, that person, they would do it. They would do it. They would go on this cruise. Let us know your thoughts on this story in the comment section below. Of course, we can't wait to see all of your comments down there. We hope you enjoyed the cruise news today. If so, like this video. It will put this video in front of others who can maybe have a laugh. Right? Have a laugh at the news and get up to date, of course, on facial recognition technology in the Carnival Jubilee. We enjoyed it. We really did. Of course, we share the news with you almost every single day. Be sure you're subscribed. Ring that bell to receive notifications when we upload content. We can't wait to see your comments in the comment section below. We'll see you over on our Facebook page and tomorrow right here on Island Time.